But there's this woman that's on TikTok basically telling everybody that they must be attracted to her no matter what.
Hey, bestie! You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
All right, so apparently this lady's a teacher, which I really feel bad for those students, if that's the case. I mean, you can't get more condescending than that. Now, if you're listening to this on the audio version, what you have is this lady on TikTok talking and saying those things, but she's replying to another message, I believe, or a comment that somebody left on one of her posts, basically saying that it's everyone's right to be attracted to who they want to be attracted to. If they don't like fat people, then they don't like fat people. If they don't like skinny people, they don't like skinny people. And this lady is obviously of a bigger size, and she's making these statements at this person by saying what she said, which is incredibly incorrect. And this is really what happens when you have a generation of people that are told they're amazing and wonderful and awesome just for doing nothing, just for existing. This is what happens when you give the trophies of participation to kids and making them think that everything that they do is good. These kids and these grow up to be adults that are not ready for the world of rejection. That happens all the time. It's called the real world that we all live in. They're not ready for that at all. And imagine comparing being overweight to being black. I mean, I'm surprised people aren't calling her flat out racist for making that equivalency, but, once again, whatever victim points you can add to the case, they're going to do it if they can get away with it. And this couldn't be a more entitled person as well, to think so selfishly of themselves at the same time. The fact is that I can assure you that she can't get a date because of her attitude, because of who she is. It doesn't matter how attractive you are on the outside. If you're a terrible person, you're going to have a hard time finding anybody that's going to want to put up with you. The thing is that nobody is morally obligated to be attracted to you. It doesn't matter what you are or what you really look like. It doesn't matter. Nobody is morally obligated to do so. And the fact is that she's talking about this because of her weight, but the thing is that you can change your weight to a certain degree. It is changeable. It may be harder for others to do it than other people, sure, but it's something that you can change. The fact is that you can't change your race. You can't change your sex. You can't change your height. Those are things you don't have any control over. Yet if you ask her who she's looking for, she's probably looking for a fit guy, over 6 feet tall, the works. But all of a sudden, she wouldn't dare date anybody that was an overweight man himself. So it's okay for you to have standards, but not for these other people to. And that's the thing, is that this is a big overreach of what anybody should be thinking about or doing when you're talking about the dating scene or when you're talking about just attraction in general. It's a misrepresentation of it. Something that is a lie fed by the left by telling you that you must fit into one of these victimized groups. I mean, she literally is calling herself marginalized. I mean, that's the world we live in right now. Meanwhile, this guy's just like, hey, maybe people should just, be attracted to who they're attracted to and leave it at that. And she's saying, no, you can only be attracted or not attracted to somebody based off of their interest. Like, I like somebody that's into kayaking, for example, right? Isn't that okay? Well, if you ask me, I mean, isn't that kind of kayakist? Is that a new word we can make up right now? What about the people that are non-kayakers? I mean, that's kind of kayakist against them, isn't it? I mean, how could she possibly exclude an entire group of non-kayaking citizens that are very good people? I mean, it's not their choice that you see what I'm doing there, right? It never stops. It literally never stops because it doesn't matter what the interests are. You could just say, well, they're marginalized because they're interested in music. That's this type of music. And they're marginalized because they like kayaking and you don't. It's always going to be something in the world, in the realm of this. And the point is that all you need to be concerned about is just not being a terrible person, when in reality, you're so busy trying to play the victim card in any way that you can get it, that it's just gone beyond all reason. And what you're doing is just setting up this generation of people that, once again, cannot handle any real rejection. They can't handle the real world. And then they go on TikTok and they cry about it because they weren't prepared for what rejection feels like and understanding that rejection is a normal part of life early on. They weren't set up for that because nobody wants their feelings hurt through school. And when people don't get their feelings hurt, they don't get a thick skin like most of us older people have. And as a result, they wind up being very weak, soft individuals that are thin-skinned, easily offended, and we wonder where we get these Democrats from. So either way, just another crazy person on TikTok saying something stupid and embarrassing themselves. You just watched a clip from The William Hall Show. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.